Thank you so much for joining us, Bernie.
It's a pleasure, Michelle.
Great to have you on the show this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's so much I can talk about you, Bernie. I could actually have this show, another show, and another show. And I know that you are a humble guy, and I know that you don't want to talk too much about yourself. But I have to say, for anybody who doesn't know you, and your surname is fantastic for a start, Bernie Hollywood, brilliant. That needs to be in lights. You are what they call a charity guru. You have spent most of your life raising money, a lot of money, for some brilliant charities. You don't stop. I mean, you've done some fantastic challenges over the years. I have to say, doing 42 marathons back to back has to be incredible. I mean,
thank you.
What was that experience like, doing 42 marathons back to back? How do you do it?
Yeah, it was a lot of preparation, Michelle, to be fair. I think it took about a year to get ready for it. But once we got going, because we ran from John O'Groats to Land's End in 20 days. Once we got going, I had a great team of people behind me that really sort of, on my difficult days, which there were many, because it was 52 miles every day for 20 consecutive days. And then we ran the London Marathon at the very end of it. That was our 41st marathon. It was really my friends and my supporters who were with me during that particular adventure that got me through it, to be honest with you, because there were some real tough days. But yeah, it's, as I say, I think it's really incredible when times get tough, you need your friends behind you. And
absolutely.
That's what
absolutely. But as I say, we're going to get to what your latest challenge is very soon. I have to show this picture first because, you know, this is well deserved. You've got an OBE, as we introduced you, Bernie Hollywood OBE, and there's you with the Queen. What was that day like for you?
It was very humbling, and I was very proud because I was very fortunate to bring 3 guests with me, and I brought my 2 fabulous sons, Lewis and Macaulay, and I brought my friend who nominated me, which I didn't even know I was nominated. So Richard came along with us on the day as well, because he did all the hard work. It took about, I think he told me it took 10 years to get the nomination through, and many meetings with the cabinet office to actually sort of verify things and etc. So I thought just to say a big thank you to Richard. I brought him along to the palace, and we had an amazing day. Meeting Her Majesty was a great honour.
Oh God, she looks wonderful there as well. You do as well, all topped up.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't scrub up too badly when I get my tux on.
Well, both you and my husband sitting next to me have got these fantastic tops on for a reason this evening. Let's talk about your latest project. I think it's so inspirational. It's the Boat of Hope.
It is. Thanks, Michelle.
Tell us how you came up with the idea and what is involved in it.
Well, the Boat of Hope was an idea that I came up with around about 2.5-3 years ago, and it's basically a subject that's very personal to me, and it's to do with depression. And sadly, in my life, I have 2 very, very close people within my life that suffer very badly with acute depression, and it really was as a consequence of that and what carers, guardians, and parents go through. Looking after their families with depression, that really was a kick in the backside to do something about it. I felt that really as a carer, guardian, and parent, there was a missing link from the point of view that depression is very stigmatized. It's not talked about. It's brushed underneath the carpet. And I just felt that, you know, if we could actually bring it out into the open and have a discussion with children, with parents, guardians, and carers, and try and destigmatize what depression actually is, through the mediums of art, music, film, and written word, and adventure. And when you put all of that together as an amalgam, you get an amazing transformational story, which actually people really want. The world needs stories, transformational stories, to move people to take action around the world. And we've seen that with many activists over the last 12 months.
Absolutely. So what you plan to do with the Boat of Hope is kind of put all that together, don't you? And it starts off initially in December this year.
It does. Yeah.
So it's going to be launched then, and then you've got so many things that are going on until you actually take part in a challenge in December 2022. So there's a long time that you've got. Now, this boat is a very special boat. Okay, so this boat, I think it's incredible what you're doing. It's going to be the first interactive boat, isn't it? So, and the boat, to let everybody know, at the end in December 2020 is going to be home to you.
It is
for between 40, I think you said 40 and 80
40 to
days.
80, 40 to 80 plus days. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when you go across the Atlantic and sail 3,000 miles on your own.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, thank you. You can thank me when I do it. It's yet to be done. So the preparation is well in hand, and we've got, as I say, an incredible team of people on the Boat of Hope. Justin is obviously one of those amazing people, which we'll talk about in a moment. So yeah, we've got such a great group of people that have come together that actually understand that opening a conversation about depression can help so many people in the future. And how we're doing it is through transformational stories that we'll hear a little bit about later. But it's an incredible campaign brought together by the people that have actually come together. I play a very small part of it. I'm very, very proud of the people that have come together to make it happen. It's going to save a lot of lives.
I do think so. I really, really do. Because as you say, getting a conversation started is so important. What the boat is going to do before it goes to do that challenge is you're going on tour with it and taking it around 50 schools across the UK, aren't you? Which I think is amazing, because young people really do need to have a place where they can open up, and they can do that through seeing the boat and the visuals that are going to be on the boat. Shall I bring in Justin to talk about the visuals?
Yeah, bring in the man. Yeah, absolutely. Bring in the man.
Hi.
Hi, Justin.
Hi.
So, Justin, not only my husband, you are an artist, and you've done the work on this boat, and it's just a massive project, isn't it, to get it right?
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible project. I'm listening to Bernie there. It still gives me goosebumps every time I hear you speak about it, and I think it's just a project coming from love, coming from a good place, and to change people's lives. And I'm very humbled and very honoured to be working with you. And I think it's going to be an amazing journey. Like you say, if we can make a difference to one life, we've succeeded.
What type of visuals have you got on the boat then? And how do you go about choosing them?
Well, we've sort of had a bit of a collaboration. We asked the main question, which is a very difficult question. I'd like to put it out there to everybody who's listening or watching, is what does hope mean to you? And it's very, very difficult to put your finger on. You know, it's different for everybody. So what we're doing, we one side of the boat, we've done a very sort of contrasting look at it. It's a 42-foot, is it? 21-foot either way?
Yeah, you've produced a 42-foot mural.
So it's a 42-foot mural, 21-foot either side.
Yeah.
So we covering the boat with every picture under the sun, which is going to handle all aspects of depression, all aspects of where it takes you. Just going off a visual thing, we're starting off with Bernie's journey and all the incredible achievements, as some of you've mentioned here. Lots of the team will be involved within the artwork. They will flow through it. But then we sort of handle, I've made the sort of simile with the fact that he is going out to ocean. It is going to be very difficult. There will be times where he will be isolated and will be on his own. And I wanted to try and capture that in the boat. So we've got stormy seas, being lonely, being isolated, lots of key messages in there. And then obviously the contrast with that thing that people do on social media of, I'm amazing, my world is amazing, here's a selfie of me looking amazing. You put your phone down and your whole world is upside down. It's that it's almost like living your life online is the life that you want to appear to have to everybody. And I'm trying to sort of make a contrast with that. So using lots of emojis, lots of negative emojis, trolling, and sort of lots of negative things, but also giving that aspect of hope that, you know, there is help out there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, let's take a look at a little bit of the boat. This is done by Milk Media. We've got a clip, a little teaser of what the boat is going to look like, and Bernie talking about you.
Ooh.
We will choose some poignant pieces of artwork which reflect the feeling of children within the nation at the moment. And they're going to be put into an incredible mural that I've commissioned with an incredible artist called Justin Eagleton. And that mural will then effectively be wrapped around my ocean-going boat. Already on the first half of our boat, there's over 1,000 images of people. So I've got 1,000 individuals coming with me on one side of the boat, and no doubt there'll be another 1,000 on the other side of the boat. So, you know, when I'm down, and I will get down, there's no question about it, I can just jump off and have a look at all of these amazing people that are supporting me and taking me along this journey, and just remind me of why I'm doing it.
So it's brilliant in so many ways, and it was nice to get a little bit of a tease there of the boat. It was kind of like zoomed out, so we can't see the exact bit because we don't want to reveal it just yet, do we, Bernie?
No, not just yet, Michelle. It's going to be revealed to the world in a very special unveiling down in London in November this year, which obviously sort of Justin's come along to, and yourself. It's going to be a wonderful occasion, and again, an opportunity to have that discussion about depression.
Absolutely. And I mentioned before it's interactive. I love this. Tell us a little bit about that interaction, Bernie.
Well, Justin's playing a huge part in it as well with regards to the interactive side of things. But it's going to be the first interactive tap to donate boat in the world. So anybody that wants to come along and make a donation to our campaign can actually bring their smartphone with Apple Pay, Google Pay, or you can bring your contactless card. And if you touch the boat and make a donation, the boat actually will give you a reward in the form of an amazing musical score that's been written by a great musician that's a part of our team called Ben Hughes. So you're going to get amazing reaction from the boat when you touch it. And also, Justin and I have been working with an incredible charity, youth charity in depression called Beyond. And 4 of their incredible, brave champions and ambassadors have agreed to tell their stories of depression, of where they've been, where they've come to, and where they're going. And again, there'll be a QR code which will enable you to bring your phone, scan the QR code, and you'll actually be able to hear a 2-minute soundbite of that young person's journey through their depression. It really is truly incredible what we've done collectively.
I've never heard of anything quite like that, and the thought processes that have gone into the planning of this is incredible, because I suppose for anybody hearing those stories with that QR code, you know, you're going to reach out to people who may relate to that, and as I say, and we've said throughout this interview, start that conversation. Absolutely.
I mean, Justin's heard the 4 conversations. They are hugely powerful, absolutely hugely powerful.
Yeah, fantastic.
And as Justin said, if we can just touch one young life, or one parent or guardian or carer, that actually then reaches out for help and assistance through our activation, you know, Justin and I will have done our job.
I think another thing as well with the boat is, like we suggested, is when we do tour around the school with it.
Yes.
It will give young people a chance to see it and hopefully be impressed and meet Bernie and hopefully be inspired, maybe be inspired by me as well, maybe.
I'm sure they will.
To stand alongside the boat and have that conversation of, you know, one side is going to be more about your inspiration, the depression, the hard times, but then the other side will be the flip side of that, hope. Where can it lead? How can you get hope? What is hope? Yeah. So what we want to do around the schools is to get kids in the playground to see the boat and to stand alongside the boat where they see themselves, how they picture themselves within the mural. Do they picture themselves in the sunny side where the beach is and everything's fantastic? Do they see themselves in the sort of stormy waters, or are they just standing where they are inspired by Bernie's pictures? So it's going to be a journey, and it makes me emotional every time, because I mean, it's taken me to some parts of my brain that, you know, obviously we're all aware of, but you sort of hide and keep at the back. But when you're sort of forced to bring them out, you know, it's a very you know, it's almost like you're naked, really. It's you're exposed. And I think that's the thing with mental health. It's very difficult to expose yourself and take help. So I think like you say, it's a monumental project. The team is huge. You know, we've got Parent Pay and all our amazing sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about support from your friends, Bernie, and you've got some great friends on board. And as you mentioned, Parent Pay, which as a parent myself, I use that all the time for you know, our children when they go to school. It's that kind of company that you don't have to give them physical money. You can kind of pay it directly to the school for trips and stuff like that. But I know they've been a big part in getting this off the ground, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I mean, they've played a significant part, because it really fits in with their strategy. Their strategy is really to care for their customers, which are the parents and the children within every school. And as a consequence, it's been great for Justin and I, because what we've done through Parent Pay is we've been able to connect with over 6,500 high schools around the country, and actually ask Justin's question, which is, what does hope mean to them? And as a consequence of that, we've actually opened a competition, and the competition is to actually engage with all of those children to draw a piece of art, do a picture, which Justin and a number of our guests are going to judge, and those winners are going to have their pieces of art integrated into Justin's mural, into this incredible artist that your husband is. And they're then going to be invited to our unveiling in London to meet some very special guests.
That is an amazing experience for them, and an amazing thing for them to be a part of. Like I say, I could go on for ages talking about all the different elements. I mean, you've got the school tour, you've got, as I say, going to London. What else I want you to talk about whilst you're on is something that's very exciting that has only been announced today. It's regarding this old book. Bernie and Boaty, you've been made into a cartoon character, Bernie. Look at that.
It's a mini me, to be fair, which is quite scary, to be fair. But yeah, it was, what we're doing is the campaign is split up into two sections: early years, which is 5 to 11, and 11 to 18. The 5-year-old to 11-year-olds basically we have our ambassador, which is Natalie Reeves Billings, which you actually saw on the book. She's the author of Bernie and Boaty, and we've brought the story to life, where is my journey, which I leave from Liverpool, which is my home, and we leave and travel across the Atlantic in Boaty, and Boaty basically befriends me, and we become great friends across our crossing. And she's a little bit scared to start with, but by working together, we actually go through an awful lot of adversity on this journey, but we come out of it as stronger individuals, which is a great sentiment within the book. And yeah, I'm delighted to announce today that Melanie C, the mega star that is obviously from the Spice Girls, and they've basically had their anniversary of Wannabe today, which I think is it 25 years old today?
Yeah.
I think Wannabe. So we've got Melanie C, and we have an amazing person as well, Sasha, who's come on board to give us our shout out at the very end of the actual trailer, and it's been made into an animation. So yeah, we're really excited by that.
That is going to be great. And I think for younger children, I know as a parent, our children really absorb things when it's a book, when it's made into characters like this.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Melanie C, I've got to say, I want to read the book. I want to hear the narration. She's like a huge icon. She's perfect. She's a mum herself. She's obviously, you know, Liverpool personified. How fantastic is that?
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have both those stars on board, to be fair. And it was just incredible how we engaged with them, and they've come on board, and they've actually understood really our story. And it goes back really to Justin, to be fair, because Our story obviously is going to be put into this 42-foot amazing mural that Justin's created. And it's going to be this incredible floating work of art, which is actually going to be rowed 3,000 miles across the ocean and seen by over 880 million people around the world. Will see this image and start having a conversation about, well, what's all this about? Tell us about depression. Why are you trying to destigmatize it? And Melanie has come on board, and she truly understands really the message of what we're trying to do, which is clearly just very simply to open a conversation about depression and destigmatize it once and for all. And we're so very grateful for all of our friends that have come on board to help us get this message out in a very, very unique way.
It is brilliant. Now, I will let you go very soon, but as I say, I could have you on all evening, Bernie. It would be great. I just wish you were here in the Hive with me and Justin.
You will be soon.
Absolutely.
I will. Yeah, I will.
Come to the Hive in person.
Oh, I'd love to.
But how are you feeling about this incredible challenge that's coming up then? Because it's December 2022.
Yeah.
It is the Talisker Whiskey Boat Challenge.
It is.
3,000 miles, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
A one man in that boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's some challenge. Is this what you would say your biggest challenge yet, Bernie?
Yes, I don't really know, because it's the unknown, Michelle, to be fair. And that's what's really exciting about challenges is putting yourself into situations that you've never been there before and then trying to work it out. So I'm really excited by going into the challenge, being on my own. This is a challenge that really is the first one that I've done solely on my own. I've walked through a desert on my own, but not for 90 days. So this is really going to really push me to the limit. And also from a mental health point of view, it's really going to push that side as well. It's going to actually make me feel what loneliness is, and make me feel what friendship means to me, make me think about the basics in life as opposed to the material things that we actually enjoy every day. It really is going to be a very sort of heart-rendering and soul-searching adventure, and yeah, it's one that I'm really looking forward to be fair, with great excitement.
Well, I've got you in your boat gear here. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, sorry to put your audience off.
This, Bernie?
Well, obviously I row for a great club up in Chester in Cheshire called Grosvenor, and I've been actually sort of rowing now for 2.5 years at veteran level, because I'm coming into my 63rd year shortly. And they've been an amazing club, supporting me through my journey, through my training. But now we'll start to ramp up in the next 12 to 18 months as we go towards the start line. I'm going to be taking on more intensive training by taking my ocean-going boat out into the sea. I have to do over 180 hours of rowing to qualify, and 2 of those rows have to be through the night as well. So I'm looking forward to actually getting stuck in, so to speak, and getting out there and really getting the feel of the boat as well.
I'd be rubbish after 8 minutes, Bernie. Not 180 hours. How about you?
Oh, no, I'm going to sneak in with him.
There you go.
Because we look quite similar. I reckon we can get away with it.
I can see the likeness.
We can have a doppelganger. We can, and Justin can get in, and I can have a kip, and then we can swap round. And
imagine getting out at the other end, and you've gone younger.
Oh. Justin, that sounds great to me, man.
And you are raising money as well at the same time. You've got 2 amazing places that the money is going to.
We are. All the funds that are raised are actually going to 2 great charities, the Samaritans and to Love Rowing. And both charities are hopefully going to be the beneficiaries of a lot of money, which will transform the lives of young people and their mental health. So Samaritans, we all know what they do. They're at the end of the line when obviously you're thinking about taking your life, and Samaritans are there to actually hopefully to persuade you not to do that. Every life is precious, and no person needs to die in that tragic way. And then we have Love Rowing. We all know that sport is an amazing catalyst to actually get those endorphins running through your body. And in particular, Love Rowing focuses on young people, on young people's journeys. And a lot of money will be going into actually young mental health issues with regards to getting people active and getting them rowing boats, which is transformational in itself.
And you can donate from now, can you?
Yes, you can. You simply go to the boatofhope.com and just press the donate button. It's as simple as that.
Brilliant. Now, we've got some great messages coming in, Bernie. I don't know if you saw some of them that I've just flashed up earlier on, but Mandy says, what an amazing project. Good luck, Bernie, and well done, Justin, for the artwork. I hope there's the way we can follow your journey at sea. I believe there is, isn't there?
There is, Mandy. Yeah. What you can do is dot watches, and the race is watched by millions of people around the world. And when we go to the start line and we start rowing, you're actually able to go to an interactive map, and you can actually see the dots, which is our boat, the Boat of Hope. You'll see her basically start to travel across the Atlantic second by second. I'm also going to be doing some live broadcasts from the ocean as well. I'll obviously be on the ocean Christmas Day on my own, and also I'll be on the ocean at New Year's Day as well. So I'll be looking to obviously do broadcasts on both days, so everybody can wish me happy Christmas and a happy New Year.
Are we going to get jingle bells on the ukulele?
Yeah, I'm taking my ukulele with me, Justin, and you can have jingle bells, you can request a song, and you can have it direct from the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, do you know what?
Donate to request.
You are brilliant. This whole project is fantastic.
Thank you, Michelle.
It's inspirational. It's well needed. And
thank you very much.
I wish you all the luck. Please come back on, won't you, in the next year and update us on the other amazing bits that I know are part of this whole journey.
Love to do that, Michelle. Thank you for having me on tonight.
And as you can see, the website is below, www.boatofhope.com. So follow Bernie, and if you can donate, please do. It's an amazing cause. We'll see you very soon.